Hey guys, all right. So this class is going to be under the Ascension Mindset topic group. And what we're talking about today is more of alignment with where we need to be in order to ascend from third density self into this fourth density self. Last time I covered the Ascension Mindset and talked about how we're going up this ladder and we're learning these different lessons in these different stages so we can awaken into our fourth density self at the top of this like ladder pyramid. And so today we're going to focus on some more like law of one information where it is self first, planet second, and others third. And so we're going to start with self first. And we're going to talk about what we need to do within ourselves in order to make sure that we're good so we can be good for other people and then the planet, for the planet and then other people. And so the first thing that we need to do within ourselves is to start to pay attention to our own needs. If you ignore your own needs and you neglect yourself, you're doing a disservice to you and your mission, your experience, your body, your vessel we've been given, like all of the blessings of life. We're doing a disservice to everything that comes our way if we don't take care of this. We start to take care of this, blessings and abundance come because everybody's already giving you stuff. They want you to be good. They want you to be healthy. They want you to have all of these blessings and abundance. But when you continue to abuse this, then it's not being received well because this is still out of alignment and we can't receive from others until we can start to receive from ourselves. And the universe is others. So like it's a long ways to go. You know, we're going to get from our planet first. We're probably going to find nutrition and like hydration as more natural health forms before deeper abundance, because we need to get ourselves first. If you're unhealthy, then you are the beings that we're here to help. We're here to give you love. The people who are focusing on others are here for those. And the people who are hurting, be here for yourself so you can take care of your needs. If I need a bath, if I need a shower or like a massage, if I need to take like time for myself to have quiet meditation time, if I need a trip, whatever I need to meet within myself to get some of these like taken care of emotionally, physically, and mentally. And we talk about this in some of the other classes, but the things we need are going to be different and growing as we mature and we get some more of these needs met. And the first thing we need to do is, what do I need for my own well-being? What do I need for safety? What do I need for security? And having these things established first is getting your needs met for safety, security, and well-being, your health. Then you're going to start to move into a state of ease. So you're no longer having to feel like you're in unsafe situations. No longer to feel like you're unhealthy or you're always eating like unhealthy food or whatever. There's no need to feel like you're being threatened by your environment or those around you because you have put yourself first. And that means releasing yourself from any form of toxic people who are around, purifying your body of any type of toxic energy you put inside of yourself, and releasing any type of toxic energy that you have that's preventing you from receiving these blessings in abundance. The hardest part about this is to learn and accept that saying yes to me does not mean I'm saying no to you. I have to be respectful of what I can do as a being and my boundaries. And that comes first. I need to take care of this first. And once my boundaries, my needs for safety or security are being violated, I no longer have that safety and security. And it's okay to say, no, those violate my boundaries. That's a need that we have, is to have boundaries and to say when we're willing to give on those boundaries, because it's like a wavy thing. Sometimes I'll like stay up late and help you do something. But at other times, like I need to get my sleep. I need to make sure that I'm rested and well for tomorrow. I have a big day. I have my other obligations and responsibilities. It does not mean that I'm saying no to you and there's anything wrong with you and you're at fault or like I'm not here to help you. There is no sense of responsibility for others because our needs need to come first and foremost. They're asking because they have needs that need met. And as much as we would like to help them meet those needs, unfortunately, at this time, it's just not going to align because we're going to have to fall out of alignment to help meet that need. When we fall out of alignment ourselves and we go and help this need, when we come back to focus on ourselves, we're going to be even greater out of alignment. We're going to be hurting even more, and we're going to need even more self-care. So the first thing we need to do when we're focusing on this ascension process is self. You are absolutely 100% responsible for this. The body, the mind, the emotions, what you have inside of you, what you hold inside of you is your responsibility. You're responsible for taking care of your body healthily, feeding your mind good learning information, feeding your emotions care and love and connectivity, and feeding your body healthy situations and experiences that are going to challenge you, that are going to promote your growth, that's going to stimulate your emotions and stimulate your mind to have these higher, more thoughtful and needed experiences. It's going to elevate you and perpetuate you over here. If we're just going to zone out and feed our mind TV, it's not learning or growing or doing anything to flex the muscle. It's just getting empty weight, and it feels like it can do more. It wants to do more. It wants an opportunity to like prove itself and show you that it's like you have a really strong mind. Give it that opportunity by feeding it books, feeding it information, feeding it other vibrations that's stimulating for it. And it's going to be happier. It's going to be more fed, more knowledgeable, and all of that that comes with it. Same with the emotions. If you feed your emotions with love, and you take care of yourself, and you I words like, I love myself. I am here for myself. I care about what I'm going through. Don't reject your emotions. Don't reject your feelings. Don't shame yourself for who you are, or say things like, nobody's going to help me, because I am always here to help. I will always be on your team. 100%. And say that to yourself. I am on my team. I am with myself. I am here for me. You always have somebody on your team. That's your mind, that's yourself, your consciousness. You are always here on your side for you, in your best interest. You always have one person to start, and everybody else who's working, they all want to help too, but we're just learning how we can help and learning what that means. And so it's not just an I and team, because I want to help. I want to be there for you, and I want to support you. I just don't know what that means, or how I could do that, or how that translates into a quantitative form that's tangible enough to have the impact that I'm hoping for. I would like to learn that and to grow in that way. And the best thing I can do about growing in that way is learning how I can help myself first, and then sharing that with others, so that way they can learn when they're going through those same lessons and hurts and traumas and feelings and releases, what has worked for me. So at least they have my help in their pocket. Hey, this worked for somebody else. Maybe this will work for me. Maybe I take this and I give it a little bit of like my flavor, and it's going to be a new thing, and it's going to work great. So sometimes advice or care or support or just information, knowing what to do, having people here to like validate your feelings, this is going to fulfill our need and desire for helping others, which is ultimately what we want, while staying on this primary focus of helping self first. You learn how to heal yourself, you can help heal others in those situations. Now we're going to move on as we start to heal and start to grow, we start to elevate ourselves into the sense of abundance. We focus on what's important. The core values of what's important is this experience being positive and in alignment with what I want it to be, and how can this experience help future experiences. And we do that by taking care of our planet. Our planet is the like space in which we're given an opportunity to have an experience on. If that space didn't exist, we would not be given the privilege of having an experience. If we destroy the space, then tomorrow we can't have the experience again. It's really important that we put our secondary efforts into helping our space. We are elevating our planet in from out of alignment, trash and filth and lack of care and attention, and we're bringing her physically, emotionally, and mentally into alignment. So we are conscious of our trash, we are conscious of our footprint, we are actively working with her on different levels and layers on how I can bring her into a state of harmony that works, that aligns with the type of planet that I want to be on. I don't want to be on a planet where I'm driving and I see trash flying through the air. It tells me I live on a trashed out planet. I want to be on a planet where I'm driving and I see more trees and abundance of like wildlife and scenery. I want to be on a planet where I can I know all my animals and all my friends are going to be able to safely have an experience without hurting themselves due to human caused issues or other animals or other species. We wouldn't want an alien species to come through and just trash out our planet. This is our home. This is where I live. Don't come into my house and trash it out. Come into my house and have some respect because I take care of my space because I have pride in me. I have pride in me and I have pride in my stuff and I have pride in my planet because it's part of my stuff. I live here. This is my responsibility. As we continue to work on our planet, this gives us opportunities to interact with others. There are other experiencers in our reality. Some of them we call friends, some of them we call family, some of them we call like best friends or like immediate family or what extended family or like whatever terms or language we attach to it. There are other beings, sentient beings experiencing on our planet. You will run into one if you walk outside. You can walk into almost any building and meet another experiencer. They're everywhere. Our responsibility is when we go into a space, we leave that space better than where it came from. And so when we finally get to the point where we can show up for others, that looks like teaching advice on what worked for us, recognizing their feelings, giving them that validation, understanding and listening to them so they can feel heard, and encouraging them to pursue a path of action that leads to a result that's going to fall into alignment with where they want to be. And we can do that by sharing in the lessons we've learned and sharing our experience as our step forward. It's easy to tell others what they should do. You should do this, or you should try that, or you should do these things. But when you have somebody you can relate to who's been depressed through like maternity depression, you have a connecting point that they can actually recognize and feel that you've been here and you know what it's like to be here. And they can feel that connection that's starting to pull them out. Well, what worked for you? What were some of the things that you did? Sharing that, I know how hard it is. Like, I know what it feels like when you're just all alone and you just want to give up. And, you know, it's completely understandable that those are like the feelings and the emotions that we're having or we're given. And I really had to like try and find some form tangible to hold on to. Maybe oftentimes it might be the baby. You know, I'm here for my baby. I'm here for my child. I want to give it the best experience that I can give it. And so then I pushed myself. You're gonna have a whole story of like what you did to elevate yourself from a place that was hurtful and toxic and like trying for you into a place of where you're in alignment and you're thriving in life and you're like working on your goals and your kids all grown up and having like grandkids and doing its thing. And you're like, now I have all these experiences that I would never have had if I would have allowed myself to give into accepting defeat. And that encourages others so that way they can find relatability and they're like, oh, you've been here too. And then they can call you. Call me anytime you need me. I want to be here for you. We already say these things. We already mean these things. It's very natural in our language, like, call me when you need me. What it means is when we're healed and you're working on your planet and your effort, and then people call you, your impact is so much greater. You're not going to take it home with you. You're not going to have PTSD triggers because you have postpartum issues that you've never dealt with in the past, and you like just kind of covered them up and pushed yourself along. So now we're sensitive to it. So it comes up and we have sensitivities, we have emotions that come out, we have like thoughts and like actions that might erupt. And it's important for us to stop and recognize that we have sensitivities and growth in this area that we can continue to learn to heal from, so we're not so impacted by our past self and our other experiences. And instead we're informed and we're enlightened, and we have more capabilities, understanding, relations to others. We now know what it's like to be you. I know what it's like to go through that experience because I had the same experience. That's not a pleasant experience. And we can find that within a group of friends or a circle or sisterhood or brotherhood or like whatever group that we find and connect with. We have a spiritual community. I mean, we have groups for everything. Find a group that aligns with you. If you want to go LARPing, you know, and you want to dress up as knights and madams and you want to go out and you want to like live action role play, find a group that aligns with that, and you're going to have a great experience. They're all going to want to share in the conversation with you. They're all going to have excited emotions with you. They're all going to have like fun action and activities with you. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a group for everything. Find a group and like jump in the group and be like, hey, you know, this is me. This is who I am. And as you connect with your group and your teammates around you, you're going to be able to give an opportunity to share in the lessons you've learned and provide that sense of guidance. It might be called an old soul. You know, we get these languages that like, oh, thanks, that's very wise of you. You know, you're wise beyond your years. You're going to be able to bring this like deeper wisdom out more consciously and actively, because we're not so worried about holding on to our triggers and our like stresses and our karma that we like constantly hold on to, because we're always working on first self. Anytime this falls out of alignment, we stop. We're like, hold on, I can't go LARPing this weekend, guys. My body just needs a break. I need a massage. I'm gonna go get a massage. I'm gonna go get my feet rubbed, a little pedicure. I'm gonna like focus on myself this weekend. And whatever they say, man, we really need you. We really need you, you know, and you might have feelings tempted to show up of like letting them down or whatever. And really it just comes down to is not allowing those feelings to shame what you need in yourself, and saying, you know, guys, I really wish I would come. Like it will be so much fun. And I hope you have so much fun. I can't wait to hear all about it. I do feel a little bit bummed that I'm missing because I want to have the experience, but I do know that if I push myself too hard, I risk getting sick. And I don't want to risk getting sick because I want to continue to have great experiences, you know, and I have a whole Monday I have to get going to. So I really want to make sure I take this time out this weekend and prepare for my Monday. And that's going to set you up physically, mentally, and emotionally for your upcoming week, your upcoming experiences. So that way your body's not just fried and worn out and exhausted and stiff, and like you're going through all of these stressors and then adding on daily stressors like, okay, now it's time for Monday. And you're like, dude, I slept for 4 hours this weekend. I'm not going to have space for Monday, you know, but then you have to go push your body even harder to carry out a Monday and do your best job because that's your responsibility. You know, instead of focus on getting the sleep we need, taking the time and nutrition that we need, not eating fast food in the morning on the way to work because we're rushing, because we try to steal a few hours of sleep extra, hours, like minutes, you know, really we're fighting for like 15-20 minutes of extra sleep. And so then you're able to focus on what this needs, so then you can show up Monday hot, fresh, ready to go, ready to take on the week, the day, whatever your needs are, and move in. So then you can show up and be like, hey, how's it going? Oh, I had a bad weekend, dude. I only slept for 4 hours. You're like, dude, that sucks. You know, I actually been working on myself. I used to party, I used to go out, I used to do these things, but now I focus on sleeping. I focus on getting my body the rest it needs, the nutrition it needs, and I feel good. Like I feel good. I don't need coffee anymore. I don't need energy drinks. I don't feel dependent on substances in order to give me like perceived energy. I'm able to actually take that back in power into my own hands, and I'm just feeling good. And so I know how it feels. And if you need a little extra help today with some of your stuff, like don't worry about anything. Just like let me know. I don't mind helping. And then you're able to show up for them and give them an opportunity. They might be like, this guy is just like totally morning person. Can you just like give me some time? You know, they might have like, yeah, all right, dude, well, I'll see you like maybe like 10 o'clock. You might be more like cognitive. You know, come back later, do whatever you need to do in the situation to show up and help them and support them and offer your assistance like we already do. But focusing on the self first. Focusing on this first is going to get us the results when we show up for others. We're going to be working through that transition of our own karma, and our planet, which is the most important thing, is going to be taken care of, because we're leaving a less carbon footprint. Because I was focusing on myself means how can I help my planet the most? That translates into recycling, picking up trash, having like responsible waste habits, and looking at active ways on how we can like leave a smaller footprint and carbon footprint behind us so other people don't have to go to our beach and like wear their shoes because they're worried about stepping on sharp glass everywhere. We can clean up our beach so that way everybody can go to the beach and worry about having a good time. And when there's litter bugs and we see that, then we call it out and we say, hey, please don't litter my beach. You know, I like to come here and have a good time, and I pick up the trash on the weekends. So I really appreciate it if you could help me out and keep your trash contained within your space. And, you know, there's a recycling center over there if you would like to drop it off, whatever. So then we can hold ourselves accountable and our co-experiences accountable. So then together we can have a clean beach, because it takes all of us. The only person we can control is self. And if he doesn't want to pick up the trash and he like throws a fit about it and has emotions and whatever, then I mean, I'll pick up the trash. I'm not too big to pick up the trash, but I think it's important that like, other people are out here picking up after you. We're adults at this point, we're no longer children as our moms picking up after ourselves. It's our responsibility and maturity to grow into a state where we pick up after ourselves. And that does mean carbon footprint. Driving less, more responsibly, only planning trips when you need to plan trips. Don't just like drive around when gas is so high, especially that wastes your money. That's your own like future that you're taking away from because of a perceived need that you want to have. Maybe it's this organization. You gotta make 3 trips to the store. Slow it down a little bit and plan more thoroughly, and then we can make only 1 trip to the store with a more comprehensive shopping list, and we won't forget things. We'll get out of that habit. So the first thing is service to self, service to planet, and then service to others. And if we do it backwards, then we fall out of alignment, and the universe is going to make it harder for us to show up. Harder for us to show up for that everyday constant, which is going to be self, because that self is always working on others and always giving to others and always taking care of others. And it's never taking care of itself. It's not working on itself. It's not treating itself. It's not doing its self-responsibility because it's always up here working on this. And there's no time for even the planet and us to work on our carbon footprint because there's not even enough time for self, let alone having time for like cleaning up the beaches, because there's a lot of time that we need to work on others because a lot of people need help and we have such big hearts that we always want to help. And I'm always willing to help. But we have to start with having some healthy boundaries of how can I help and what are my limitations? And then working forward from that so then we can help our planet and have greater limitations. And then we can show up for others and then others can have their limitations. And if everybody does this, we'll all meet up together and we'll all be working on the same project at the end of the day, which is others. We would have all worked together and got our planet cleaned up because once you're there, you're there. And then once you're done, everybody who's done on the planet is going to show up for others. And then we're going to find everybody and be like, hey, big party. Yeah, working on others. How you guys been? Tell me about your experiences. Let's talk. And so it's really important as we work towards our ascension self, that this is what our focus is self first, planet second, others third. Again, being out of alignment with this, you're going to learn hard lessons. You're going to lose energy. You're going to like be climbing a really slippery slope. And so it's easier if we can just jump into the alignment and we can focus on that self first, planet second, and others third. And it'll come much quicker than even perceived. And it's not wrong. You're very important beings. You're really special to having the experience. There's so many people, everybody you've ever saw or who's seen you or you've ever met or interacted with would like never have had that experience with you to any degree. And it's super important that we have that and we take pride in that. And we know like I have friends, I have family, I have like experiences that I've lived my whole life, people at schools that I've forgotten about, I've shared experiences with. Like it's super important that we are so open and we're here for ourselves and we treat ourselves with respect because we are very valuable, especially to self. I care about myself a lot. And I encourage all of you to care about yourself the most. All right, so that's the Ascension mindset for today. Working on ourselves, planet, and then others. And as we do this, we'll all continue to grow into a state of more alignment with fourth density, vibration, serving others. All right.